Hello everyone, and welcome to the UK Minifigure Collectors YouTube channel, the only channel that focuses primarily on minifigures. Now today I've decided to show you something from the Lightyear movie, which has just been released in the UK on the 17th. It's actually from the Hyperspeed series, and the toy is actually made by Mattel. Now there's only 5 sets to wave 1, which I'll pop up on screen now, but I decided to go for the Zyclops Drop Ships. For me personally, this actually stood out a lot more than the actual Lightyear ships. The actual robots just looked so much cooler than the actual little minifigure for Lightyear. Quick look at the back. Obviously it's full of multiple languages. Looks like you just drop it down and it opens up. Now that really appeals to me, like a drop pod. I do like drop pods anyway, I think they're a really cool idea. Just a bit of the foreign language on the back. So yeah, not much on the back really. But let's have a look at this minifigure. So he looks like a really cool sort of like robot, and there's actually two. They look identical. And then the actual drop pods themselves. They are slightly different. One looks battle damaged, the other one doesn't. And the Lightyear logo. The Zyclops. So these are actually Zyclops troops. Or robots. Right. So let's just grab my knife and we'll get on with opening. And what I'll do is I'll fast forward through this bit so you don't have to watch the sort of dreaded opening. So I'm just going to slow it down here a little bit so you can take a look at this wonderful card art. It's really nice. I really do like this design. This is a sort of design that would sort of attract me to buy most things, which is probably why I bought this in the first place. I do love this nebula design in the top right hand corner and the planetscape as well. I thought that's really cool. And we'll just take a quick look at the instructions as well. And then what I'm going to do is actually just have a quick tidy away, and then we'll move on to the actual figures. Now here they are, the instructions. Nothing really important, just tells you how to drop them, which I'm pretty sure I can work that out. And what I'll do is I'll just do a quick tidy up and we'll go from there. So while I was actually tidying up, I noticed that the actual minifigures are identical, so I'll only show one on the screen. They're about the same sort of size as a Ghostbuster companion figure, just a slight difference there. And again, about the same sort of size as a muscle figure, so about 1.5 inches, so should fit into the collection really well. But you can see this sort of enveloped sort of head, the way it sort of dropped into the actual upper chest region, which is a bit of a design fault because he's never going to see what's going on around him. But he's got this really large sort of spacesuit design. I mean, the arms are quite cool as well. You can clearly see that they're actually like a claw style sort of hand, and I believe underneath they've got some sort of like laser cannons or something. But both arms and legs move independently. Sadly there's no knee joint though, which I would have liked to have seen on these figures. They remind me very much of the Manta Force figures. You can see on the bottom they've got two different size peg holes, and that's just to hold them securely inside the dropship, and maybe that's why they decided not to put the actual knee joints on them. So if we take a look at the first of the two dropships, you can just see the number 1 on this end nodule. I'll just point it out just here around the engine compartment. But it's a very sort of sleek design. Obviously it's supposed to come through the upper atmosphere, sort of hit the planet, open up, and the troops can sort of come out of it. But very sort of simple design. You can tell it's sort of fresh, like I say, off the assembly line. Little red tags at the end for the retro burners. But up against the battle damage one, you can see it's very different. And this one's got number 2 on the end. Let's get it in camera. There you go. But yeah, this battle damage is really cool. Like it's gone through structural failure as it sort of hit the planet. I love that. I think that's a really cool sort of idea, and sort of really opens up the imagination of this toy. You know, even the little sort of silver paint design on the side, like it's burnt up on re-entry sort of thing. Really, really nice. I do like these. I'll just pop it open. And there's not much to it. Simple sort of claw design, but all you can see is the 2 pegs. And these are just for the figure to sit inside and keep it sort of nice and sort of tight. This one is actually really stiff. So the number 2 one is actually really stiff, and I don't think it's going to flick open. No, that's a complete failure there. So yeah, it doesn't actually spring open, number 2. And number 1, let's have a look. And it does open. So, like I say, a bit of a missed opportunity there with one of them opening and one of them not. And that's kind of a bit of a disappointment for me personally. You know, just kind of spoils the imagination there. And what we'll do is we'll go on with a show reel. So me personally, I actually really like the idea of drop pods. I think they're a great sort of addition to any sort of battlefield scenario. You know, thinking about them crashing through the atmosphere and smashing onto the ground, the little guy running out and shooting everyone that's in front of him, and to add that to a toy line, I think it's really going to help the old imagination for any old sort of war games. Now sadly, one of mine doesn't seem to be working properly. Now I don't know if it's meant to do this, that one opens like when you drop it and one doesn't. I don't know if it's a design fault. I don't know if it's just my blind dumb luck that with the one that I bought just doesn't seem to want to open. You know, the plastic's way too tight and it's just not going to open when you drop it. I'd love to hear from anyone who's actually got a set of these and whether or not theirs are actually both opening when they drop them on the floor. And with that, I'd like to thank you all for watching the video. If you did, don't forget to leave a like, and I hope to catch you all again next time.